Welcome to Sunday Mornings with Enlightenism. I'm Brother Malcolm.
And I'm Sister Carolyn.
And we are here today to share some wonderful Enlightenism insights with you about a new way to think and live to make your life better. Enlightenism is the new way to think and live, the power within. Sister Carolyn is going to start off the broadcast today with some great information about Enlightenism. She is an Enlightenism practitioner, teacher, and workshop facilitator. And she will get us started with some powerful insights on Enlightenism, a new way to think and live and make your life better.
Absolutely.
Sister
Absolutely.
Carolyn.
Thank you so much, Brother Malcolm. The idea of Enlightenism is about a new way to think and live. And I am Sister Carolyn. I am an Enlightenist teacher and consciousness practitioner. And the idea of Enlightenism is to know that you can, within you, have a new way to think and live. And this program is about developing that. It is about understanding the self. It is about knowing that you have the power within to think a new way and to live a new way. I awakened this morning knowing that I am whole, perfect, and complete. That I am faceless, formless, and colorless. And I am speaking to the consciousness within. I say this so often, as does Brother Malcolm. And one of the ways to be free with Enlightenism is to understand your living and beingness in pure consciousness. In pure consciousness, we don't attach ourselves to gender, color, education, any of those things that puts us in a huddle with those definitions. The idea of life is to understand that the consciousness that we all have, regardless to gender, color, and any of those definitions that are put forth in life, is knowing that you are whole, perfect, and complete. That this consciousness is faceless, formless, and colorless. This consciousness is the power by which you live, move, and have your beingness. This consciousness shows up in you. You are the entity that brings this consciousness into your family, into meetings, into anything that you do. When you're driving on the freeway, when you're speaking with friends, when you're speaking with family, when you are talking about the goodness that is within everyone, not just some people, special people. It's not about that. It is about this place, this consciousness that we all have within us. And one of the things that we've put forth in this world for you to develop and find that consciousness and to live from it is our book Enlightenism. We have a number of books on the market, but all of the books are for you to reveal, to peel back the layers of toxicity and understand your awareness of being in everything. And when you travel with this awareness of being, you are living more comfortably and more powerful within your own life and those lives that you touch along the way. Enlightenism is truly a new way to think and live. And the only way that this is showing is through you. It's through your activity, through your words. That is how Enlightenism shows up. It is not about telling you what you don't have and what you need. It is telling you about what you have. It is saying that you are whole, perfect, and complete, faceless, formless, and colorless, and have everything that you will ever need for the journey. And when we take this knowing with us in any experience that we're having, we understand how to live. We understand how we're living. This broadcast is presented so that you understand who you are and discover who you are through our writings, through the exercises in the book. Enlightenism can be purchased through Amazon, through the nationalbuySociety.org, and through any bookseller that is available anywhere in the world. You can purchase this book, Enlightenism. It is not a quick read, but it is an instrumental read. It allows you to understand that you are bigger and greater than you ever thought that you were. You don't need a concert following you down the street. You are your own concert. You don't need someone yelling and saying, this person is so good, they know everything. You don't need that. What you have within you is power. The power to operate comfortably. The power to understand that you are now living from this consciousness that you were born with. You are now into understanding a new way to think and live. I hold this book up, Enlightenism, because it is key to development. It is one of the clearest books that I've read in terms of the understanding of the self. The revelation when you can ask yourself the questions, when you can describe yourself without all of the toxic definitions that were given in life. You don't have to describe yourself as a gender, as a color, or any of those limitations. You are free to operate in your life whole, perfect, and complete. No one gives you the answer to yourself. You present the answers that are within you. You become self-reliant. The idea is always to be clear about who you are in your own life. The idea of life is to wake up each day knowing that you are whole, perfect, and complete, faceless, formless, and colorless, and have everything that you will ever need for the journey. It is not about someone else's life. It is about you. It is about addressing the greater power that is within you. It is not about a right answer and a wrong answer. It is, like the Sufi poet Rumi says, out beyond the ideas of right doing and wrongdoing. There is a field, and I will meet you there. When I first heard that, I didn't quite understand what it meant. Now I know. It is the Enlightenism field of thought. It is the Enlightenism idea of living. That is the field that we're talking about, the field of Enlightenism. And now it's time for Brother Malcolm. And so I give you speaker, philosopher, and creator of Enlightenism, Brother Malcolm.
Thank you so much, Sister Carolyn, for that wonderful introduction and all the work that you're doing in Enlightenism to change how you think and live.
Absolutely.
And to share this information with others. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
Okay, folks, I'm Brother Malcolm. We get to part 2 of our exciting broadcast today about a new way to think and live. The greater power of Enlightenism is within you. On the inward journey is where we discover the God consciousness within us. It is the limitless power within each one of us. We need this power to overcome what others have taught us about ourselves. Enlightenism is a diametrically different way to think for those of us who have been taught to think that we're powerless and we lack the power and clarity to overcome the conditions in our lives without depending upon someone else. On the inward journey, you get to discover self-knowledge that comes directly from the God consciousness within you, meaning you're going to learn a new way to think and live, a new belief system, a new thoughts about who you are. When I talk about self-knowledge, I'm not talking about something that you may have heard before in terms of someone discovering the self. I'm not talking about that self. I'm talking about discovering your oneness with the power within you. That self. The one that comes after you dissolve the ego, the awareness of being the person that you have used all of these toxic beliefs to define yourself, so that you are creating a new knowledge system about yourself. And we break the chain with this in the self-knowledge, we break the chain that links the past and the present. Now I know that seems very strange to hear someone say, you do not need the past to live in the present. You do not need to depend on history in order to live in the present. What happens to us when we depend on the past and history, we repeat it in a way that we keep the foundation beliefs. Whatever someone has dealt with in the past, we bring it into the present because we rely on it. But when you rely on a new system of thought, then you create a new world within you with limitless possibilities. You're no longer thinking of yourself in the way that links you to the past. You're in the present. You don't need to be linked to the past. Others want us to believe that, so you create scholars, historians, all types of people to interpret the past, basically, to tell us something about what is happening in the past, and we bring it forth in the present. All of philosophy is about the past. All of it. And I studied it quite extensively. And so regardless of what discipline someone wants to talk about in philosophy, whether you're dealing with some epistemology or whatever you want to call it, when I am talking about consciousness, I am not talking about philosophical consciousness. I am talking about consciousness more in terms of spirituality, more in terms of spiritual freedom, more in terms of redefining God as consciousness that exists in you. So that's the key difference. And with this consciousness in you, which is limitless power, limitless clarity to be able to see yourself whole, perfect, and complete. It's a journey, think of it this way. It's a journey back to the consciousness that you were born with. And that when you learn all of the things about this world that people told you needed to know in order to live in the world, then you separated yourself from the consciousness within you and create a bond with the consciousness outside of you in the external world, where you began to deal with believing this is the only world. The illusions that you have been taught about who you are and others. Enlightenism is to dissolve that awareness of being, dissolve that self, and discover that you are whole, perfect, and complete. There isn't anything wrong with you at all. But it is if you believe it. And you believe other people are telling you that because of your race and color, for example, that it makes you an inferior person. or a superior person. Those are things that come from the past. These things were created in the past, and we brought them forth into the present moment. All of the things you want to read about and hear about that we brought forth. And you just ask yourself one simple question. Why are people still talking about racism and race and color? After thousands of years, why are you still talking about it? Because it's a part of a belief system that you brought forth from the past. And then you think that you're letting go of it because you're modifying the belief system to create some illusions for people to buy into. But they're still there. The core beliefs are still there. The only way you can create other possibilities, folks, is to find something in you that will give you the power and clarity to create something different. What is in you? Consciousness, God consciousness, limitless consciousness, unconditioned consciousness that you can create and condition into a new person. And then you change the whole conversation. So I don't need to have a conversation with someone trying to ask me something about history. What happened? What was somebody thinking about? Somebody asked the question, what would Jesus do? Well, one of the things we would know that from the mindset of Jesus, he wouldn't be in politics. That's for sure. And we'd be caught up in all of the other things that people are talking about. It would be a free mindset. That's what we're talking about with Enlightenism. It's a free and powerful new mindset. One that you can use to change how you think and live and create a better life for yourself. A better life in the sense that you will have a different mindset about who you are. Dissolve the victim in you into the nothingness that came from the outside world. And when you dissolve the victim in you, you plant the seed of Enlightenism in you, and you get the self-knowledge to know that you're whole, perfect, and complete. You have limitless power as long as you focus your thoughts on being one with the power in you, the limitless power in you. Focus on that power. Focus on that power. Do the research on yourself in the mind. I know it's different, but that's what I said with the beginning of the broadcast. A new way to think and live. You can't rely on the past to live in the present. No, regardless what they tell you in the illusion. You live in the present with present moment thoughts. Present moment thoughts. Enlightenism is in the present moment, not in the past. You discover yourself in the present moment, not in history. And you can live without it. But you cannot live freely without being one with the power within you. Find your way back to the power on the inward journey in the mind, in consciousness. Check out the book Enlightenism. Has some wonderful insights in it. Sister Carolyn and I thank you for stopping by to join with us. We'll be back again, and we invite you to check out Enlightenism and discover the power within you to change how you think and live and create a new person. I'm Brother Malcolm.
I'm Sister Carolyn.
Have a great day.
Thanks for listening.